All right, this is going to be the last video. I'm not going to get through all of the notes on hyperbolas, so we'll talk about a few more on Thursday in class. So just be aware of that, but you should have enough to get started on your hyperbola assignment, and this will be the last video. So let's do another example. I'm not going to give you another box. Just know that once our center changes, we have different values in there with those x's and y's. Okay, so here we go. Here's an example. X minus 2 squared over 4 minus y squared over 25 is equal to 1. I want you to find the center, the vertices, foci, and then we're going to start talking about the asymptotes. So the equations of the asymptotes. And then of course I want you to graph it, but we'll do that in the process. So this has an x squared as your leading positive term. So that means that we are going to be oriented along the x-axis, and our center is at positive 2, 0. So here is our center. Since we are oriented along the x-axis, our hyperbola is going to look something like this. But we need to be a little bit more exact in that. Okay, let's look at our a, b, and c value. Our a value is always with the x. So if this number here represents a squared, then our a value is 2. This number here represents b squared, so our b value is 5. So when we get to find the focus, we'll need to find the c value. Down here. To get that c value, c is equal to the square root of 2 squared plus 5 squared, which will always just be those numbers. So that's the square root of 29. I'm just going to leave it like that. Okay, we'll come back to that in just a minute. So your vertices are a units away from your center. So if we come over here, 1, 2, put a point, 1, 2, put a point. Those represent our vertices. So that is at 4, 0, and 0, 0. Then our foci are going to be square root of 29. Now, 29, sorry. Now I realize that's about, I don't know, 5.2-ish maybe. And that's the distance from our center. So our foci are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish from the center. So we can go to the left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish from the center. So those coordinates are kind of tricky here. Now remember that this is 2 and this distance is root 29. So this value here is 2 plus root 29 comma 0. This distance here is also root 29. So this f value here is 2 minus root 29 comma 0. So that's weird the way that it looks, but it's just the c value to the right and left of your center. Okay. Equations of the asymptotes. So the number we haven't graphed yet is our b value. So that's going to be 5 units above and 5 units below. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did too many lines there. Okay. And this is how we continue graphing it. So these points here will form an imaginary box. So draw that in. Each of these corners of the box will have a line that goes through them, and that's our asymptote. So there's an asymptote here and an asymptote there, and they go through the corners of the box. So if this is our vertex, each side of our hyperbola is going to go towards these asymptotes. So out that direction, out that direction, out that direction, and out that direction. So when we're asked to find the equations of the asymptotes, we now need to find the equations of this imaginary line and this imaginary line. And that's going to be in the form y equals mx plus b. But we have to do some more work to figure that out. So to find the equation of the asymptote, we need a slope and we need a y-intercept. So let me go ahead and make this line blue. Let's first find the equation of this blue asymptote here. So its y-intercept was along this line here. That was the coordinate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is crossing the y-axis at -5. So that's our b value. And then the slope of this line, rise over run, is just this distance here, 5, and then this distance here, 2. So y equals 5 over 2x minus 5. Now, this one, I'll make it this pinkish color, is the other asymptote. It crosses here at +5. And it has a slope of down 5 over 2. So this is -5 over 2x plus 5. And those are the equations of the asymptotes. I have a couple of more examples on my notes that I'm just not going to do. We'll recap that on Thursday. Good luck with your assignment.